Ayan, good evening everyone. So we're now live on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So happy new year everyone. So we have 2 minutes before 8 before 6:30. So yeah, and for those who are live with us right now, ayan, please share our live event. Ayan, share our live event, invite your friends and families to, to listen and watch another live event with Bixie this year. So, yeah, we're starting. I think we'll just wait for maybe 2 to 3 minutes for everyone to just settle in, to just, like say hi. And if you're live right now, please say hi. Sabihin nyo lang kung nasan kayo. Hello, I'm from Pasig City or I'm from Quezon City, ganyan. Or I'm from Tugigaraw, o 'di ba? Or I'm from Davao, like 'di ba? We're being live across the Philippines and of course across the world for those who are watching us internationally. But yeah, today, yes, this is our kickoff live. So we will try to make it, a bit light, not really overwhelming. Um, just for everyone to just start the new year, light but at the same time right. O di ba? Light and right. Parang parang drink yata yun, light and right. This is not a this is not a paid advertisement by the way. So anyway, so yung pag-uusapan natin tonight is something that is very, very exciting. But before that, again, hello everyone. Hi for those who just logged on Instagram. Ayan, nakikita niyo ako. Sabihin ko sana this is my new look, but this is my look. This has been my look for the past 2 years, the past year, I don't know. But yeah, it's 6 now. And yeah, please share our live to your friends. Ayan. So happy new year for those who just got in. Happy new year and happy new 2023, di ba? New year, new you. Yun yung mga popular na naririnig ko kapag there. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna accept. Okay, I just accepted you on IG. Please check if there. Perfect. So yan. Okay, so new year, new you. So who's in for a new year, new me commitment? Ayan. I don't really do a lot of New Year's resolution eh. I don't know. It's not like hindi siya parang ano for me, hindi siya parang New Year's resolution because I know that I could not like if it's I don't know. I'm not just an avid fan of like the resolution itself, but I was telling some of my friends it's more of like a commitment for me. So more of like commitment coupled with a goal every year. So it's some are small goals, some are big, some are long term, some are short term. But of course, we have our own thing going on. So pwedeng deliver kayo in resolution and then you commit to them towards the entire year or even in like the years to come. And meron din naman yung mga nagko-commit, may mga faith goals, may mga financial goals. So yeah, so basically that's what we are going to talk about today. So sandali, I think we're just down to our last minute. So at 6:33 magsa-start na tayo no for this year's live event. Ayan. So we tried to do it with Bixie. Ayan. So we're missing a lot of you. Ayan kasi we had our last live event on December 22. So if you're watching right now, yeah, if you're watching right now, we did best is yet to come for 2020, December 2022. So this is now the start of the best that is yet to come. So again, good evening everyone and happy new year. So for those who just joined us for the first time, Bixie is a platform that connects women rather who want to invest with knowledge, network, and tools to start investing. So before we start, I'd like to flash in the QR codes. Ayan. So I'm gonna move my camera for those who are on IG. Ayan. This is our download link. So It's also in our social media platforms. It's on Facebook, it's on IG, it's on LinkedIn. So all you have to do is click on the Linktree bio and you will see the options for download, whether you're on Android or whether you're on um, the iOS store. So ayan po ang ating download link for Bixi. And now like I mentioned last time, during December, no, we had some partnership with different brands, and they actually gave us some things na pwede naming raffle or like giveaway. So this is for free. We're not asking for anything. But for tonight, the question would be, yan, the question would be hashtag, yan, hashtag 2023 goals. Hashtag my 2023 goals. I'm gonna put it here in the chat section on Facebook and LinkedIn. My 2023 goal, and then you have to just continue the sentence is or are. So there. So all you have to do is get inside the Bixi app. Nakita nyo na po yung download kanina. And then go to events and just put in there, my 2023 goal is, or my 2023 goals are. And for those who will comment, who will type in their comments, who will send in their answers inside the Bixi app, then you will get a prize. We will contact you and you will get a certain giveaway. So yung mga giveaways namin, we have different products from women-owned brands. Some are like essential oils, candles. There's even like K-pop merch. So there's a lot. There's even like nice eco bags actually. So all you have to do is do my 2023, hashtag my 2023 goal is just complete the sentence, log in the Bixi app, and then write it down on events. So during the live event, pwede kayo mag-answer, and even after, if you want. So if you have time, you know, have hashtag and continue with your sentence. Ayan. So I think I'm having technical difficulties with my internet. Let me check. Ayan. 1 minute. Let me see.
Hi, everyone. Well, one is having technical difficulties. I just wanted to give some more clarification on this new game. So we're having a New Year, New You, the New Year's resolution theme for this month. Why are we doing this? Because for years, we've been hearing from thousands of users across the world that they know they need to do something about their money. They just don't know when and how to start. And the answer that has been given by so many financial experts who have joined us for these lives, when asked this question, is you just need to start. And you need to start now. So take this as an opportunity to start now. And the first step in the journey is articulating what you want. So participate in this game, copy down the link, my hashtag 2023 goal is, and then put whatever your financial goal is. You have to answer inside of the community function inside of the app. So download the app, go to community, go to Bixi Live Events, and put in your answer. The first person to answer wins a prize. But you know what? We're feeling generous because it's the start of a new year. So the first 3 to answer win a prize. So Bill is back.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Resolutions are. So that being said, I think we should get started because we are all keen to start sharing our New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, 1 minute. Please. I'm inviting you to the IG live. You just got disconnected. So there.
Okay, I'm on. All right, so we're all clear for the game. My 2023 financial goal is fill in the blank. Put your answer in the community thread, in the Bixie Live thread, in community in the app. And the first 3 people to win get some merch created and built by female-owned brands.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to jump in to my first question. I came prepared this 2023. So number one, so Big C in 2023. So there are so many things that we're lining up for this year ahead. But before we dive into the core of our conversation for this year, so what are your best 3 moments with Big C in 2022, or something that you're just grateful for? Oops. Hello? Sound check. Yeah, even on Facebook, you're not online. Rosalia said, Rosalia is pixelated. One minute. Sound check. Sorry for the. Okay, hi everyone. I think I'm still here, no? So we're just having like a technical difficulty. But again, para dun sa mga nandito ngayon sa Bixie Live event natin, again, we have an ongoing game. It is not actually like a game, but gusto natin makita kung ano ang ating 2023 financial goal. So all you have to do is type hashtag my 2023 goal, and then ipapakita ko sa inyo. Ayan. So all you have to do is go to the community. Ayan. For those who are on IG. And then go to the community, and then go to Bixie events, and then type in hashtag my 2023 goal is, then write your goal, like to be healthy, to be fit and healthy, to save something for my education next year or this year, or save something for to buy a car, or to pay for down payment for my house, anything and everything. Wala pong maling sagot. So ayan, so hashtag my 2023 goal. Meron na tayong sasagot dito ng my 2023 goal. Okay, so there you go. So again, sabi ni Miss Geraldine Tenor, good morning po sa lahat. So nandito na si Rosalia back in IG, and yeah, can you join back our Facebook, please, on StreamYard? Okay. Okay. So for StreamYard, can you join us on StreamYard? Yeah, just refresh it so we can. And then, ayan, mag-hi lang tayo sa ating mga nandito sa IG, watching from the car on the way home. And then, hi, Carly. Hello to everyone who is watching right now on IG. And there you go. We have better pixels right now. I'm
So
sorry.
sorry. I don't know
Yeah,
what's going on.
yeah. Sometimes it happens. But
All
then,
right, let's start. I kept everybody waiting. So
yeah, as I was saying, so many things are lined up for Bixi in 2023. But before we dive into that, what are your three best moments with Bixi in 2022, or something that you're just grateful for?
So we're deep diving into the Q&A then.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the biggest things that I'm grateful for in 2023, before we start talking about resolutions, I always think it's important to begin with the gratitudes, the things that you have done, and that you feel really good about before you start thinking about the things that you would like to do. So I think the things that I'm really grateful for in the past year is I'm, obviously grateful for my family. I'm really grateful for my community, including a lot of you. I know a lot of you tune in every single week to learn how to improve your lives. And I think that is just so inspirational, and it really keeps me and the rest of the Bixi team motivated. So that's something where we're really grateful for. For 2023, what I want to do, what I am personally committed to doing, is providing better and better services and quality of services to our Bixi audience. And that comes in the form of you're gonna be seeing a lot of improvements in our app. You're gonna be seeing amazing partnerships coming up that are really going to be providing you with the type of support that you need. And you're going to also be seeing kind of a revamped content around topics that many of you have written in that you want to know about. Anything from faith and finances to family and finances. We have absolutely been listening to you, and we absolutely plan on meeting your needs and your requests. That being said, I also, I recognize that we did start off this live. The theme of this live is New Year, New You. So I know a lot of you have some thoughts. Part of the game was getting you started and articulating what you'd like to achieve this year. So I think that's a really, really important step. But there are other really, really key steps to achieving your goals. So that's really what we're planning on talking about today. What are the key strategies that we know that science and evidence shows is going to help you reach your financial goals? First step, obviously, is articulate what you want. Second step is obviously to show up, which you guys have all taken this really important next step of doing something about your desire. But there's a few other things that you just, like 5 really key steps that you can take that can really help take you to that next level. So I want us to maybe deep dive into what those look like. And I want everybody to feel free to ask questions, give comments, give feedback. If you're like, that's impossible, I can't imagine how I do that. Or, okay, but I need help reaching those goals. Leave us a comment in the thread below, because we are constantly listening. We are constantly engaging with our community, and we respond as a result. Good evening, Laura Flores. Bill?
Yeah, I think mine is okay. Okay. There you go. We're back. We deep dive into those 5 steps that you were mentioning. It's a very popular phrase, no? New Year's resolution. Have you tried this before? Did it work for you?
Yes. So I don't like the terminology New Year's resolution, because sometimes I think the reason why we don't like it is because we feel like we're setting ourselves up for failure. But the reality is we shouldn't be afraid of failure, and as a result, not even try. So long story short, I do. I think I call them like my intentions for the year, but I absolutely have intentions, goals, ambitions for every year that passes. And this year is absolutely no different. So, my goal last year was to have a happy and healthy baby and to get back into happy and healthy shape. My financial goal was to start generating multiple income streams off of some of my existing investments. So I really focused on those three areas, like making sure that my new baby was okay, was born and was okay, that I was able to bring my mental and physical health back to a postpartum state, which I was. I even ran a marathon. Many of you joined us virtually for that. So that was a really important goal that was reached. And then I started in terms of finances, I really wanted to look at how to generate multiple income streams. And so I at least kickstarted that journey. So I think particularly when it comes to finances, like I think a lot of people think New Year's resolutions, it's always like, I want to be fit. I want, I want something in my career. I think one of the things that's really missing is being really intentional about your money. I remember specifically this time last year when Bill and I were playing with this new game we were going to introduce in the Bixi app called What's My Number, which basically gives you the number for how much money you would need to save every week or every month in order to never have to work again a day in your life. And what that does is basically let you think, okay, if I could do anything in the world, what would it be? And how much do I need to be able to do it? And it was because of that game and because of the recognition that, oh my gosh, this is the number I need, that Vil made significant life changes. I remember you stopped online shopping. Yeah. You started to become a lot more intentional about where you were spending your money. So I think it's really, really important that everybody, in addition to just general resolutions, one of the threads needs to be, okay, my financial resolutions. And what's really important about having these commitments, goals, resolutions, whatever you want to call it, to help you feel better, but these intentions that you're putting out there, is that they need to be actionable. So I hear a lot of people say, oh, I want to get better at money. That's great. What does that mean? What does better mean? Does it mean I want to pay half of my debt by the end of the year? Does it mean I want to cut 50% of my spending? Does it mean I want to increase my income by 20%? You have to make it specific in order to start creating milestones to reach that goal. So I think that's the first really important thing. Don't be scared of resolution, goal, commitment, whatever. Don't be afraid to fail. Be afraid of not even trying, right? Then the second part is when you are ready to say, this is what my financial goal is, break it down into specifics. Again, I want to cut my spending by 50%. I want to increase my, income by 20%. Be really specific and then break that down. And those are the strategies. That's something that's really worked for me. So that's my top strategy. Have realizable goal and break it down.
Yeah. Before we go into the next strategies, I just want to add, as you mentioned, having intentions. Sorry, I'm off on IG. What I realized on getting my Bixi number is, having an intention, but also or a goal, but also equally important is sticking to it. It's hard to stick to it, especially when you're used to that. But of course, it's also equally important to stick to your goal. Now, I think this is the most important part of the conversation, no? So January, we usually plot and plan for the year ahead. And of course, this includes financial planning, budgeting, saving, investment, insurance, etc. And like you mentioned, you have top 5 strategies that are actually backed by data, by science, and of course, with your experience working with financial institutions, and of course, even with the year, the 2022 with Bixi. So what are these practical strategies that actually work?
Yeah. So there is a ton, I'm sure you guys have seen, there's so much literature around how to change a habit, 7 things that you can do in one day, all of this. A lot of this can be condensed down into 5 key points. So one is what's called set clear and actionable goals. make them concise, make them precise, make them realizable. So again, whatever, so you know how in the game today, and like what we're giving away a prize for people who articulate their goals. Those who manage to articulate their goals in the way I just said are already ahead of the game. So instead of I want to buy a house, it should look more like I want to save up for 30% of a home, of a down payment for a new home. You need to get it down to bite-sized realizable goals, or else you will feel so overwhelmed that you won't even start. And then the next thing is, you just pointed out, one boy, it's really, really hard to stick to your goals. So some things that help you stick to your goals are actually bringing other people along for the ride. So this could include many things. This could include things like calling up your friend and being like, hey, I really want to start cutting my spending. Will you join me in this goal? Right? So reaching out for support, having a buddy, this has been scientifically shown to change people's behavior, whether it comes to saving for a financial goal, whether it comes to fitness, whether it comes to diet. We're social beings, and we're more accountable when we do things together. If you don't want to phone a friend, a really easy way to keep yourself accountable, which is actually what I did to keep myself accountable to run a marathon after having a baby, post it on social media. There's nothing like a good public a possibility of shaming that keeps you on your goal. Hi everybody. My goal this year is to cut my spending by 50%, right? You put that on social media, and that way next time somebody sees you out, or somebody sees you, going binge shopping, you'll feel a little bit, of course, by the way, you're allowed to do a lot of these things, but maybe you'll just take a step or a beat before making some of these impulsive decisions, because you've announced it to the world. So there's accountability in that. All of this to say, the second big strategic hack is to hold yourself accountable. And the best way to do that is to say it out loud, find a friend, or make it publicly known so that you help stick to your goal. That all being said, third key strategy, don't give up. So most resolutions in a year are for an entire year. That is 365 days. That is 52 weeks. That is 52 weekends. You are going to break down at some point, right? Like, you're going to have a night where you're like, I am just going to go online spending all night. You're going to have a day where you couldn't help yourself, but you overspent and you didn't save enough for the 30% to reach 30% by the end of the year. It is okay to have a bad day. It is okay to lapse. Don't let that set you back down to zero. That's a really, really important thing, that when it comes to being able to achieve your goals, you have to recognize on day one, you are going to experience failure, right? They're going to miss a couple of milestones, but the key is don't be like, oh, well, I missed a day, so I'll just never do anything again. No, stick to it. So already I accept that, my financial goals for this year, I'm probably going to screw up. I'm guessing like by month 2, by month 3, by month 6, but I just have to keep working towards it, because it's the collection of small actions that help you reach the goal. And then when you look back, you're like, oh my gosh, I actually managed to do it. And that's what you're looking for. So when you fail, it's not a forever failure. It can be temporary. You can get back up and you can keep moving forward. I think another really important thing, and I do this a lot, I call it fake it till you make it, right? This goes with everything. Trying to get your money matters in order. It goes for like trying to get a promotion at work. Sometimes you have to just trick your body and trick your mind into thinking, okay, I can do this. So like an example is, so the science indicates that for example, if you're in a bad mood and you smile, you just fake a smile, you will suddenly start to feel a little bit better. So the same logic applies to other things. So I think of for example, a lot of people start off the new year and they're like, I want to be prosperous. I want to be prosperous, right? But then that same night, they'll go and they'll spend a lot online, and then they'll feel terrible about themselves. you have to ask yourself, what does it mean to be prosperous? Being prosperous often means actually not spending. Being prosperous, behave like fake it till you make it. You want to be a wealthy person, behave like a wealthy person. What do wealthy people do? They don't just spend. They focus on their money. They focus on making money off of their money. They focus on building businesses. They focus on producing original content. Look at what people who have created wealth, not just inherited it, but like actually built wealth, zero to nothing to everything, and copy some of those traits and copy some of those actions. You do that for long enough and you'll start to yield your own rewards, not only from the rewards in and of itself, but people will start to take notice. If some, they often say like dress for the job you want, not the job you have. This works so well. If you start acting like a senior manager, people start treating you like a senior manager. And then they start giving you the responsibilities of a senior manager, and poof, a year later, there you are, a senior manager. So faking it till you make it is actually a really good brain hack to get yourself to already be the change that you want to see in yourself. So, if you're the change you want to see in yourself is, I want to save 50% of my income, by the end of the year. Be physically manifest this person.
Okay, I'm sorry for the interruption, but with that, ayan, I would like to continue with my live got ended on IG. Ayan, hello, good evening. Ayan. So, I would ano lang natin, no, i-compile natin or i-summarize natin. So, first one, sabi, articulate a specific goal. Ayan, while I go back our goals, so sabihin mo ano yung mong maging goal for this year. And then second, of course, ayan, stick to your goals. Ito, this is a very difficult of the sticking to your goal in 2023, no. Mahirap talaga mag-stick kasi there's distractions and ang daming nangyayari. So especially when you're really like into something, like ang dami yan, may mga online shopping, may mga game shopping, etc. So it could actually distract you in your specific goal. But of course, which makes me arrive at point number 3, which is do not give up. So so that's the third point, which is not giving up. And for the fourth point, sorry, I was just making a quick summary.
Please. Sorry.
Yeah. So the last point that Rosalia made actually is to fake it until you make it. Not to like fake it like, like, oh, I have lots of money so I can like just shop till I drop or whatever. No. So she's back in here. So I'm gonna put her back to the live again. Cancel. Okay. Okay. So I think you can continue with your fifth point.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just waiting for your IG live. It's not there yet, but okay. So my last point is what I want to make is it is really, really important to know why you're doing what you're doing. This ties, and this is going to tremendously help your success. This is coined by, that famous slogan, know your why. Why is it important to know your why? I'll give you an example of knowing your why. Here's your what goal. So my goal in 2020 is to decrease my spending by 50%. Okay. Now, what is my why? I want to travel the world in 2024. 1 year from now, I want to leave my job or put my job on hold, and I want to travel to 191 countries in the world. And in order to do that, I need this much money. That's your. So as I mentioned before, 365 days, 52 weeks. You work. You are going to fail. You are going to be tempted to quit. When these failures, temptations to quit, you're going to go back to the why. It wrote on your wall. So the what is the goal. The why is what motivates you. And you're going to find yourself like, oh, I'm having a setback. I'm sitting here. I just spent all of my money last night. I'm feeling so bad about myself. Oh, there's a purse that I really like. If you buy it, it'll be an endorphin rush. You're going to stop right there and you're going to ask yourself, why did I start this goal in the first place? And you're going to imagine yourself standing on a beach in Thailand, swimming with dolphins in Laos, standing on top of the Eiffel Tower. Picture yourself and know that's why you're doing it. And know that by purchasing that purse in that moment, you are limiting your ability to reach your why. And that will stop you. I know it worked for Vil because she had these dreams. She's like, oh, is that worth it? Is that K-pop merch purchase today worth it? And more often than not, the answer is going to be no. So in addition to knowing your what, it's really important to know your why. And that's just not for goal setting and financial goal setting. That happens with all aspects of your life. So not to get too existential, but you also need to understand, like, what do you want out of your life and why do you want it? What do you want from this year and why do you want it? What do you want from your financial situation and why do you want it? You need to write these things down. You need to post them on a Post-it. You need to be kind with yourself. Know it's going to be difficult, but march slowly and methodically towards that goal. And you will stand, if you do these 5 things, you will stand an actually pretty good chance of reaching those goals.
Okay, so there we go with the 5 tips that actually, or strategies that actually work, for us to, have a sort of like management of our finances. Number 1, what is the number 1? Articulate a specific goal. So you have to say that, I want to build a house, I want to buy my own car, I want to have a savings account for my traveling. And then part 2, I know this is difficult and it will be, like quite a struggle, but stick to your goals, of course, because, you can't just like put something in there and not stick to it. And then, of course, there are distractions. Gaya nung nasabi ko kanina, there will be like, oh, this is something nice. This is a nice bag. Or this is, oh my God, this is a nice merch. I cannot miss it. But then, which makes me go to point number 3, which is do not give up. And then, of course, fake it till you make it. It doesn't mean that, you will fake that you're good, you're good with your finances. But, like you have to look at the methods of those people whose, financial goals are in place and, like copy them. Ano ba yung nag-work kanila? Ano ba yung nag-work for them that could also work for you? And last but not the least, which is I think the most important for me personally, is knowing your why. Why am I doing this? Am I just doing this just for the sake of doing this, or do I have a bigger or higher purpose for it? So those are the 5 strategies that are actually, they're not like rocket science. They're very practical actually. So before we go into the next question, we actually posted a question inside the Bixi app. Just go inside the Bixi app, go to the community and live events. So there's a question there. What are your goals for 2023? So balik tayo sa game natin. Hashtag my 2023 goal is, sagot lang kayo doon, put in an answer there. During our live event and even after. So, I have another question. My next question is, kasi we've already discussed how to stick with your goals, not giving up. How do we actually begin with, like having a vision or, like envisioning our lives, our goals for the upcoming year? So where do we begin when we want to plan or, like envision for our future?
Yeah. So this is there's a lot of different practices to starting this idea of like a vision, right? We've actually been really lucky on some of these Bixie Lives. For those of you who've joined us, we had Belle, the founder of Belle de Jour, which is one of the most popular or actually it's the most popular planner in the Philippines. So that's one method, using these planners where somebody has thought through how to articulate your goals. We were also really lucky to have Christine Amor Lavar, the author and adventurer of Wild Wisdom. She has shared with me how she literally writes like a book of every year with all of her goals, breaks them down by month so that she can open this book and say, it's February. Am I en route to this goal? I've seen what she's done. It's miraculous. And it's a lot of work, but it really does hold her to account. If you're just feeling a little bit on the lazier side, or you just don't necessarily know the details yet, I like to start with something really simple, which is just like a vision board. So just get like any piece of paper. The bigger the piece of paper, the better. Find an old magazine or many old magazines or old newspaper. Find some glue or tape and a pair of scissors. You can even just use your hands and just start pulling out images that resonate to you. And eventually the collage will start to present itself as like, I think this is where I want my life to go. And then you can start saying, okay, if this is where I want my life to go, right? Like I remember in 2020, my husband and I started off the year by doing our vision boards. And we both looked, and it was very much that exercise, just a bunch of old magazines, glue, scissors, like construction paper. And when we looked at each other's vision boards at the end, they were both really blue, a lot of water, a lot of aquatic. We were clearly, and we live in a city, right? So there was something in us that really wanted to live near the sea. And so we knew that this was a part of like our lifestyle goals. We wanted to live near the sea. And so we started to take steps towards that, including making financial goals and plans towards that. This resulted in 6 months later, we ended up taking a sailing course. We learned how to sail. And then we ended up, moving to an island. And we had to put in place a plan and a financial plan to achieve these goals. And it took over a year, but we made it happen. But it all started with these visions that we were having, and that both included a lot of water. So so we knew what our why was. It's like, that was our why. Our why was our hearts were yearning to be near aquatic nature. And so we started to reorganize our lives to be able to meet that goal. So that's a really simple and cheap and cheerful way. Get some girlfriends over, do it with your family, just lay out a bunch of old magazines or newspapers and create a vision board. And funnily enough, now that I'm mentioning it, I'm going to admit right now, I am remiss, because I was like, oh, I need to go find some magazines. But after this call, that is going to be my evening activity. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to put the baby to bed, sit down and do my vision board for 2023. I will even commit, are you ready? I'm going to commit to taking a picture and posting it on the Bixie community so that you can all see how simple and casual and easy it is. But like everything related to financial money management and taking control of your finances, it's all about starting, and it's all about starting just today. Take one actionable point towards that to be able to articulate your financial goals. So I will commit to doing that, and you all can join me in the Bixie Live event community inside of the app, and you will be able to see my vision board. Let's see what my soul is yearning for this year.
Okay, I also tried to put in a vision board, although I already listed my top my top 3 goals this year, and that includes a lot of financial and even non-financial decisions. So I know it's hard, but yeah, as I mentioned, I think I mentioned it during our live event last year, that one of my top goal this year is about growth. And of course, growing involves not giving up even if there's pain in it and there's challenges in it. So yeah, and going back to the core of Bixie. So Bixie, we always talk about, like empowering women, giving women with knowledge, equipping women rather with knowledge, network, and tools to start investing. So with our topic this year is strategic planning, financial strategic planning, a tool for empowering women, and how does it work?
Yeah. So the whole setting an actionable goal and step one, step two, screaming it out loud and getting support. Step three, not giving up. Step four, fake it till you make it. Step five, know your why. The Bixie app itself specifically helps with steps 1, 2, and 3. Step one, obviously, inside of the Bixie app, there is a goal section. You can write down your goals. We can help you calculate. Also, I think like the best place to start is to calculate your Bixie number. Start really like once you kind of know what your thoughts and your goals are, you have to quantify it, right? It's one thing to be like, I want to buy a house this year. Look, I want to buy a house this year. What does that mean, right? Like you have to break that down. And then what that does in the goal function, it helps you kind of break that down so you can see how much that exactly would cost every week and every month. And so maybe you can modify your goal a bit. When you see that, you're like, oh, actually what I mean is I want to save 1/3 towards my house, right? And so you can kind of modify accordingly. So that function, both the goal setting function and calculating your Bixie number, helps you set actionable and realizable goals. The second thing of screaming it out loud and getting support, that's what the in-app community is expressly for. Go in there, find a friend, pick a community. Some we have community circles that are about savings, others about paying off debt, others about learning how to increase, side hustles, multiple income streams. Pick your people, say it out loud. They'll be like, hey guys, this is my goal. Anybody interested in joining me? And find a friend and get support. It's really important to buddy up when you're trying to meet your resolution. So that's a great place to start. And then of course, the never giving up. As part of Bixie, you're always part of a community. You can find us here every single Thursday at the same time, 6:30 p.m. Manila. We are a community that encourages you. If you have any questions, any thoughts, you can always reach out to us and our network of experts that we bring to you every single week. And this also helps you just not give up when you're feeling like giving up. So really, Bixie is your companion on your financial journey. We created Bixie with very much the intent of beginning at zero and ending up in a place where you feel like, okay, I'm on a path to being in control of my money. So really use this resource. It's free. You can download it on your phone, and you can be part of the community in 30 seconds. And that's a really easy way to kickstart your year on the right foot.
Yeah, before we wrap up, no, I'm just gonna flash the QR code again here for those who just got in the live event. So this is how you download it. For on the left side, we have the App Store QR code, and on the right side, we have the Android Google QR code. So, and also I would just like to add, the existence and of course belonging into a community with like-minded people, like-minded women, actually a very huge plus when it comes to everything: finances, your faith goals, your health goals, everything. And this I'm speaking by experience, because I've always surrounded myself with a community, even when I was still in school, even now that I'm already working. I have like a strong community of I can always talk about them, like, hey, why don't we start a side hustle? Why don't we think about this and that, of improving ourselves, improving our financial situations, improving our health situation, etc. So inside the Bixie app, like we always mention, there's a community function where you could just ask any question, ask any help, and experts on insurance, investment, savings are there to help navigate through it. So as
you mentioned that, like, birds of a feather flock together. I think it's really important to know that going into a year. Whatever your goal is, you need to surround yourself with those people. So I think one of the best pieces of advice that exists that I think about all the time: who are the 5 people I spend the most time with? Are they pursuant to my goals? And if the answer is no, you need to find yourself more people to surround yourself with. It's really important that you surround yourself with the change that you want to make in your life. If you want to save, hanging out with spenders is not going to help you, right? If you want to earn more income, hanging out with people who have no interest in working is not going to serve you. So what we do in the Bixie app inside of the community is you can find birds with your same feathers so that you can both achieve success together.
That's really nice. That's really nice. Yeah, that's I fully agree with that. Yeah, those who you actually have like huge impact in your decisions, and not just about like money decisions in your general. And of course, now to wrap it up, so we've had a huge year in Big C in 2022, and of course, thank you for everyone. Thank you to everyone who like participated, joined the live events, spoke during our live events. So, as Big C CEO. Yeah, so we have the old users of Big C, and of course we have new Big C users coming in. So what are some Big C features that they can look forward to in 2023, that of course that can definitely help them in their journeys?
Yeah. So we're really excited. This year, we have brought on some amazing AI expertise to really help us build a user experience that you have asked for, that our users have asked for. So I would just say, stay tuned. By the end of this first quarter, you're really going to see a lot of changes in how you enter, the profiling, the specific preferences and priorities, the content that you're going to see, the products that you're going to see. It's going to be a really much more exciting online space to be a part of. So for those of you who've been with us since the beginning, from our prototype, you're going to see some really amazing radical changes in the next couple of months that we're really excited about.
All right. So I'm also excited, no, even if I use like Big C every day and I hear Big C every day. I'm also very excited to see more exciting features, and and I've always like mentioned about it up to my friends that we're not getting any younger. We're just getting, like we're getting that's the reality. We're not getting any younger, and we're getting like more responsibilities by the day. So I think stepping, one step at a time in our financial journey would help a lot in our financial future. And as much as
Yes.
we don't want to talk a lot about, I don't want to retire yet and everything, but that's that's an inevitable part of life, that one day we'll all retire. And of course, we want to have, like a life that is not, like we don't want to stress out about these things when we're like 60 years old or like 70 years old. So, one small step at a time actually matters a lot, especially in this economic climate. There are a lot of things that are going on. So we do what we can do. We do what we can do best. And Big C will be there in every step of the way. So again, as to close, for those who just came in, I'm again putting out here the download QR code. So share this to your friends. You can see the download button in our bio, in our IG. We also have these photos of the QR code in our Facebook and LinkedIn. And you can contact anyone of us via message on Facebook, LinkedIn, or IG anytime. So thank you so much, Rosalia, for these very strategic tips this 2023. It's a good start to this year. Like I told them, it's not it's not very heavy. It's very light. I would like to
Easy.
say that, but it's also, yeah, it's also looking very bright. So, and it's also, of course, looking right for us to jumpstart this year. So again, maraming salamat sa mga nagstay for this event. Hello, people are still saying hello from our live event. Ayan, I can see some familiar names, and some of you guys are new. So again, hashtag my 2023 goal. Inside the Big C app community, we posted a question there. What's your 2023 goal? All you have to do is copy hashtag my 2023 goal is, or if you have so many goals are, and then we will pick you for a special gift or giveaway. So, again, maraming salamat sa lahat ng dumalo tonight. I hope you will see you again next week. And I hope you will use Big C to navigate and help your financial journey. Ayan. Thank you so much, and see you again next week. Bye! Okay, hi. Okay, hi everyone. We're live on Instagram